In this video, I will be discussing about hyperconjugation. Before going to that, we have seen resonance concept. Resonance means, what is resonance? If you are taking benzene, for example, there will be delocalization of pi electrons. So there is delocalization of pi electrons happening in resonance. Or if you are taking CH2 here, vinyl chloride. In this, how we have seen this lone pair and pi bond is involved in resonance, right? So in that case, it is known as N to pi, lone pair, non-bonding pair or pi electron. So resonance means either it will be involving pi electrons, or it will be either pi electrons or non-bonding electrons. So you can call it as lone pair. So this is N electrons. So that is meant by delocalization of pi or n electrons through pi or pi n conjugation is referred to as resonance. But hyperconjugation may be regarded as an extension of this resonance. Okay, namely it will be by sigma pi or sigma p conjugation. So this is important. So hyperconjugation involves sigma pi or sigma p conjugation. So the sigma pi or sigma p conjugation in hyperconjugation must involve the overlap of a sigma orbital with a pi orbital. So in simple terms, we can tell this as delocalization of electrons by the overlap of a sigma bond orbital with a pi or p orbital. That is called hyperconjugation. This is otherwise called Baker-Nathan effect. Baker-Nathan effect. So if I am taking an example and explain you, that will be more clear for you. Let us consider in the case of a propene or propylene. So this is a structure of propylene or propene, one propene, CH3, CH double bond, CH2. You can also draw in this manner to show the hyperconjugative structures. So as I said earlier, hyperconjugation involves sigma p or sigma pi. Okay, so here this is case of sigma pi interaction. How this is happening? So this carbon hydrogen bond is a sigma bond. Okay, so this will be temporarily shifting, delocalizing like this. Okay, and this pi bond will be shifted to this carbon. So how could you write the structure? This will be written as CH. This bond pair is shifted here. So here double bond will be coming. So this hydrogen loses its bonded pair, so positive charge. And then CH, single bond. This pi bond becomes lone pair on this hydrogen. So this is like this one, CH2 minus. Okay. Now the same type of, this is sigma bond. Now pi bond is formed. So this is called sigma pi conjugation. So the same thing could be achieved by taking the other hydrogen. So you can have another hyperconjugative structure like this. Second hydrogen can also form hyperconjugative structure like this, CH, CH2 minus. So similarly, this third hydrogen can also involve in hyperconjugation by taking its sigma bonded electron. So this becomes H positive, and here double bond will come CH, CH2 minus. Right? So since this is the functional group, or rather I can say over here, this is the functional group. The functional group attached carbon is called alpha carbon. So this alpha carbon is having 3 alpha hydrogens. So all 3 alpha hydrogens are involved in hyperconjugation. This is first hydrogen involved in hyperconjugative structure. This is the second one. This is the third one. So you can say how many alpha hydrogens are there, that much hyperconjugative structures are there. So as you know, as number of resonance structure increases, stability increases. Similarly, here as the number of hyperconjugative structure increases, the stability increases. Due to the generation of such type of resonance structures without involving bond over here, right? this is called no bond resonance. There is no bond involved, so this is called no bond, otherwise called no bond resonance. This is important. Okay. It can seem that the sigma bond connecting the alpha carbon. So this is the alpha carbon. Okay, this is alpha carbon. The sigma bond connecting the alpha carbon that participates in hyperconjugation. So this sigma bond involved in hyperconjugation. Here the sigma bond, and here the sigma bond is involved in hyperconjugation. So due to the hyperconjugation possible in propylene, propylene is more stable than ethylene. Ethylene means CH2 double bond CH2. Here this is the functional group. There is no alpha carbon, so there is no alpha hydrogen. So you cannot write hyperconjugative structures for ethylene. But propylene, as we have written, this is propylene. So this is having alpha carbon. So 3 alpha hydrogens are there. So you can write similar 3 hyperconjugative structures. So this is meant by hyperconjugation. So as greater the number of hydrogens attached to the functional group, greater will be the hyperconjugative contributing structure. So greater will be the stability. If you have this hydrogen removed and you will have CH3 over here, means this side also you can write hyperconjugative structure. So this side you can write 3 structures, and if you have this side 3 more CH3, then you can write 3 more. So altogether you will be having 6 hyperconjugative structures. So that in that case that is known as CH3, CH double bond CH, CH3. This is 2-butene. Okay, so here alpha carbon, here alpha carbon. So this side also you can write 3 hyperconjugated structures, since 3 alpha hydrogens are there. This side also you can write 3 hyperconjugated structures because 3 alpha hydrogens. So 3 plus 3, 6. So you can have 3 this type of resonance structures. So this 2-butene will be more stable than 1-propene. Okay, because of hyperconjugation. So in order to explain the stability, here I have taken one example. This is but1ene and this is but2ene. Okay, this is first position. You are having double bond, so but1ene, since 4 carbons are there. Here in the second carbon you are having double bond, so this is but2ene. So it was found that but2ene is more stable than but1ene. So this could be explained on the basis of hyperconjugation. So how will you explain it? So as I said earlier, this is the functional group, and this is alpha carbon, this is beta carbon. Now look into this. How many alpha hydrogens are there? Here you have 2 alpha hydrogens. So that means you can write 2 hyperconjugative resonance structures. Okay. Now look into this side. Here this is our functional group. Okay. So here you have, this is alpha carbon, this is alpha carbon. So here 3 alpha hydrogens over this one, 3 alpha hydrogens, and here also 3 alpha hydrogens. So totally 6 alpha hydrogens. So altogether you can write 6 hyperconjugative resonance structures. Okay, so which will be more stable? The one with 6 hyperconjugative structure or the one with 2 hyperconjugative structure? Obviously this will be the one with more number of structures will be stable. So that is why but2ene is more stable than but1ene. So here I have written so many alkenes. Okay, so the stability order of these alkenes are written in this order. This is the decreasing order of stability. So that means this alkene is more stable, then comes this one, then this, last one is ethylene or ethene. So obviously what will be the reason for this? This is not having any alpha hydrogens, no alpha hydrogens, so no hyperconjugative structure, so extra stability is not there. Now if you are taking propylene, as we have seen earlier, this is the alpha carbon, 3 hyperconjugative structures. So this will be more stable than this. Now here if you are seeing, this is the functional group. Okay, this is alpha carbon, this is alpha carbon, this is beta carbon. So you will have 3 plus 2, 5 alpha hydrogens, so 5 hyperconjugative structures. Now if you are seeing here, this is our functional group, but2ene, as I said earlier, this is alpha carbon, this is alpha carbon, cis hydrogens, cis 6 alpha hydrogens. So 6 is greater than 5, so this is more stable. Now if you are looking into this is our functional group. This is alpha carbon, this is alpha carbon, this also alpha carbon. 3 plus 3 plus 3, so 9 alpha hydrogens. And here this is alpha carbon, 4 into 3, 12 alpha hydrogens. So obviously the one with 12 alpha hydrogen we have 12 hyperconjugative structures, so stability will be maximum for this tetra substituted one, then for this tri substituted one. So this is tetra substituted because 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 substitutions. Here tri substituted 1, 2, 3 substitutions only. This is tri substituted one. This is di substituted only 1, 1. Okay, so this is the. So as I said earlier, the one with is having 12 alpha hydrogen, that is this is tetra substituted one, 1, 2, 3, 4 substitution. This is more stable. Then comes this one with 9 alpha hydrogens. If you are seeing this 1, 2, 3, only 3 substitutions, so tri substituted one. Then comes this 1, 2 di substituted one, likewise. So as the number of hyperconjugative structures increases, stability increases. So that is the concept of hyperconjugation. So later we can see the hyperconjugation is also involved in determining the stabilities of carbocations and free radicals, that we will see later.